Hi guys, this is Norm from the Board Game Museum, and today I'm going to be showing you and giving you an overview of 3 different expansions for the game Doomlings. One of them is called an upgrade box, which are going to have 5 expansions in them. A second one is going to be called Imaginary Ends, which is also going to have 5 expansions. And the third one is called Overlush, which are going to be packs of cards that are going to have rares and commons in them, similar to trading cards. So let's check it out. So the meaning of life cards, these are going to be hidden objective cards that you're going to be able to use. You're going to draw 2 and then keep 1. Here's an example, +3 if you have 3 to 5 green traits in your trait pile. Here's another one that says +3 if you have 14 traits, +7 if you have 15 or more. So again, these are just objective cards that you can go ahead and add into your game. The multicolor cards are simply going to be what they're called, multicolored. These are going to be cards that are going to have 2 colors on them, so you'll be able to go ahead and play cards that are associated with that color. Here's a curiosity, here's a bullheaded. As you can see, there's multiple colors, so that's what these are going to be for. The Dinolings expansion is going to have cards that are going to revolve around the discard pile. No new rules. Here's some examples. It says all players must discard 2 cards from their hand. Here's another that says to play you must discard 2 red traits from your trait pile, +1 for each dominant trait in the discard pile. So this is just going to be a deck that's going to mainly focus on the discard pile. So with the Techlings, you're going to be getting cards that are going to attach to other cards here in your trait pile, and they're going to have this little symbol over here. So this particular one says attached to a non-blue trait, host trait is now blue. Now these are not going to go onto dominant traits. So for example, I could go ahead and place this over here like so, and then this is going to be a blue trait now. So here's one that says attached to a trait in any trait pile value is equal to the face trait of the host trait. So I could go ahead and put this over here, and this would go ahead and add 2 points to this card. So that's just an example of how the Techlings work. Okay, Mythlings are going to be described as magic and mischief that defy the natural order of things. These cards have more advanced techniques on them if you wish to play them. So just to show you a few of these, it says you may play Orcus Turch when an opponent plays a dominant trait. You may play Fae at any time. 1 for each Mythling in all trait piles. You may play Righteous from your hand at any time to stop an action. So you can add these into your deck at will. So with the Deeplings, this is going to introduce a new mechanic called suppress. Suppression basically is going to allow you to take cards that are either in your hand or over here on the table, and you're going to place them underneath another card, and this is just going to add another point to that particular card. So there's also going to be some age cards that are going to come with this. This one says suppress 1 card from your hand. So if I was going to go ahead and do that, I could just simply pick a card like this, and I would just go ahead and just put it under one of my cards like that. Now I also have cards I can do this with. Here's one that says Whiptail that says suppress 1 trait from your trait pile. So what I could do is I could play this card down and then lay this card down like so. Now there's some other cards that are a little more complex. This one says suppress 1 trait in your trait pile, then move this particular card to an opponent's trait pile. Here's another one that says suppress up to 2 traits in your trait pile, +1 for each suppressed card under this one. So Deeplings is going to introduce the suppression mechanic to the game. Up next we have Moonlings. These are going to deal with the gene pools. You're going to be able to get more if you have low gene pools. So just to show you some of the cards here. Here's one that says if your gene pool is 3 or lower, steal 1 trait from an opponent's trait pile. Here's another that says subtract the lowest gene pool from your final score. You must play this card at any time into a trait pile with a gene pool of 6 or higher. So some of these cards are going to basically be dealing with the gene pool. Up next we have what are called Glitterlings. These are cards that are going to be about chance. There's a chance that you might be able to score huge combos. So here's one that says draw 1 if it is effectless, play it now. If it's a glittering, repeat this action. Here's another one that says draw 1 and reveal if it's purple or colorless, return this to your hand. Draw the top 5, if any have a face value, play them now. Here's another one that says draw 1 and reveal it to all of your friends. These cards are going to just basically be luck of the draw type cards. So Fuzelings are going to be combinations of the Deeplings, the Moonlings, and the Glitterlings. So here's a perfect example. This one says you must hold 3 or fewer cards. All your friends pass their hands right, not you, and stabilize and suppress your hand. So you'll see they'll have all 3 symbols on this card. This one will have 2 different symbols. Here's one that says, draw one and suppress it. It's a Deepling or Glittering, repeat this effect. So this is another one of the type of cards that will be able to help you trigger new combos. Now the expansion that's going to change up the game the most is what is going to be called the Magical Merchant. So the Magical Merchants are going to introduce a couple of new things. They're going to be introducing merchant cards, and they're also going to introduce what are called trinkets. So whenever you play the game, you're going to be replacing some of the age cards with some of these merchant cards when you set the game up. And a simple way this is going to work is, let's say this turned up, you're going to start the game with one trinket. And what a trinket essentially is this is a mini goal card. So what this one says, it says you can't play purple, so that's going to be the power of the card. And the objective for this one, it says play one red. And this is going to be worth 2 points. So you're always going to have at least one of these in your pile. So let's say it's my turn. So let's say I have a red card and I play it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bank this card over here, and then I'll go ahead and get another trinket at the beginning of my next turn. Now this one does say here you may trash one trinket then gain one. If I had this trinket over here, I didn't want to try to mess with it, I could go ahead and trash it and then just get another trinket like this. So this is going to be a miniature goal card, and the merchants are going to work synonymously with the trinkets to go ahead and add some flavor to your game. So with the Overlush pack, these are going to be small packages of cards that are going to be mystery cards, so you're not going to know what they are. And they're also going to have common cards, rare cards, similar to like trading cards. You'll get some Catastrophe cards here. Some of the things you'll note over here is, here's one that says Adventurers 2 to 7. So these are going to have categories of cards. So there'll be 7 in the Adventurers, for example. Here's another Adventurers. Here's one that says Jungle Birds 1 of 4. And again, there's going to be cards that are going to be more rare than others. So all of these decks are going to have different types of characters in them with their little different personalities, which I think is cool. And each of them are going to have some kind of a little bit of a mechanic. You've got one that's going to have hidden objectives. You've got another one which you can go ahead and attach cards to different traits to get points. You've got one that's going to be more focused on the discard pile, another that's going to be focused more on how low your gene pool is. So all of these different decks are going to have a little bit of something that's going to be unique to itself, and also adds to the game Doomlings itself. Now, the one that makes the most amount of change is going to be the Magical Merchants. This is the one where you are going to be getting trinkets and you're going to be trying to score those little objectives. And I really like that addition. It definitely adds to the gameplay because now you've got trinkets and you're going to be having to try to play certain cards in order to score the trinket. So when you're looking at your hand, you may be trying to figure out if you want to play that particular card that'll score the trinket or play another card that won't score the trinket, but that could help you. I really like that. And the Overlush expansion has these foils in there that are really nice. You've got different sets of cards that you can get that have different categories, like one set could have 7 cards in it. You can't go wrong with any of these expansions. They all add to the game somehow. Some may be a little smaller than others, but they all work well. I mean, it definitely just adds to the Doomlings game, which I think is a really good game anyway. It's really easy to learn. It's a cute game. It has a lot of personality to it, and all of these expansions add to the personality pile, so to speak, when you have like the cute ones that are really colorful, and then you have the ones that have little magic trinket things going on. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I would definitely recommend these expansions to anybody who likes Doomlings. All right, guys, that's my review of the Doomlings expansions. We'll see you. Keep on gaming.